this is the last self-improvement video you will ever have to watch, because in truth, it comes down to this one thing, this one mindset switch. You could have all the information in the world. You could have all the motivation in the world. You could have a personal coach that tells you what to do every single day, that tells you how to be consistent, how to be more disciplined, how to get work done. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't have this one thing, then the success rate is close to zero. So look, you need a system. You can get my system, which is the first link in the description, or you could choose to get anybody else's system. That's up to you. But you need a system. You need accountability. You need a framework. You need guidance. You need directed information, and you need to be willing to take action on your goals, on your consistency, and on your life. Because self-improvement comes down to this one thing: discipline, mindset, scrolling, identity, self-image, self-belief, and trust with yourself that you are going to do everything you say you are going to do. So realize that it is simply all up to you. And the most important thing, one of the top 3 things, is your digital detox. You know, how do you spend your time? Because the truth is, you could optimize everything else. You could try to read more books. You could try to journal. You could try to be a better person. You could try to exercise more. But all of these things are going to feel so hard when you're addicted to your phone, when you're addicted to scrolling, when you're addicted to entertainment, to media, to just distracting yourself and escaping through the digital world. And that is exactly why I've created your digital discipline toolkit. I'm not going to talk about this for too long, but in essence, for the price of 2 coffees, you can literally get the blueprint that changed my life, the system that made me go from undisciplined, unfocused, and just struggling with mental health and a couple of other things, to disciplined, focused, and consistent. So I'm just going to put it out there. The whole point of this video is to identify the importance of self-improvement and how you just need a few things, a few mindset shifts to get you going, to make you more consistent, to make you more productive, more focused, and just to have less of this burnout. You know, when you feel burnt out from the work that you're doing, it's a symptom of a corrupt system. So if you find it hard to focus, if you find it hard to be productive, if you find it hard to set clear goals, to take action on the things you know you need to do, if you find it hard to focus for more than 2-3 hours at a time, if you find it hard to enter states of flow and states of deep work, then this video is exactly for you. Digital discipline is one of the things that is gonna shape your whole life. If you can control your screen time, your entertainment, your movie, how many movies you watch, and how many hours you spent on your phone, your gadgets, your laptop, and on different things, what you did in those hours, if you can control and set boundaries with these things, then you win. Frankly, you win. You're going to find that reading becomes easier. Consistency becomes easier. Chasing the highest form of achievement is going to become easier. Journaling is going to become easier. All of the things that once seemed so hard are going to become so easy by just removing the need to escape, removing digital addiction and controlling it and taming it and using it to your advantage. Using the digital world not as a means of distraction, but as a means to improve your life, to learn things that we couldn't learn 50 years ago, 100 years ago. And that is the importance of this one key thing. You need to realize that, you know, shouting affirmations at yourself in the mirror it's useless. You know, so many things that we spend so much effort and time on are useless. They don't actually help us in the long term. It's just short-term motivation, short-term inspiration, short-term spikes that eventually lead to small results, outlive results that don't even last a week. Everybody wants to live a good life. Everybody wants to live a fulfilled life. Everybody wants to take care of their bodies, get in better shapes, make more money, you know, be more fulfilled, be more creative, do things that inspire them, do sports, spend time with people, you know, improve their social lives. Everybody wants to do these things that make you feel like a human, that make you feel amazing, that make you feel like you are living in your truest and highest form. Everybody wants to do these things, but people are going to realize that the digital world consumes so much of your attention and your mental space that it becomes hard to do these things that are once natural to us, the things that we should be doing from the get-go. So the solution isn't to enforce more discipline to try to live in a better way, but it's to remove the digital addiction that has been stopping you all along. That's why I've created these systems that help cut your screen time, that help create systems and track your digital habits and force you to be consistent and force you to spend less time wasting your time on entertainment. And there's also something called productive entertainment, which isn't going to ruin your life. It isn't going to ruin your motivation, your focus. It might even improve these things. So there's a lot of things that go into this, into self-improvement. You know, what is the difference between reading, journaling, and doing all these good habits and, you know, wasting away your life, wasting your time, not doing these habits? You know, what is the difference between the person you are at the beginning of these things and the person you are at the end of all this self-improvement? You know, what is the difference? Why are we trying to improve ourselves? Is it because we want to be more loved? Is it because we want more respect? Is it because we want to be higher value? What is the reason that we want these things? And the truth is, a lot of the times it's going to be something as simple as maybe you want more respect from others. Maybe you want to be seen. Maybe you want to look better. Maybe you want to think better. Maybe you just want to feel good because these things feel good. You don't understand, bro. You don't understand. Reading feels good. It should feel good. If you're living in accordance with your nature, journaling should feel good. Spending time outside should feel amazing. Spending time talking to people should feel amazing. Being an extrovert should feel amazing because you're in your highest form. But these things, you know, they don't feel amazing. They feel almost like a burden now. And that tells you something about, you know, if natural things for the human body and mind feel weird, is it the human that's the problem or is it the external environment that's the problem? You see, I think that so many things have changed, and that's why we need to create these boundaries. We need to set boundaries and we need to create systems that allow us to perform at our highest state, to have all the results, to be disciplined, to be consistent without having to burn yourself out, without having to relapse even worse. You know, most of the time your own self-improvement and you slip up and then you do even more of the bad habits than before, which is kind of weird. So there's always something to think about when we're talking about the habits and the systems that create success, that create fulfillment and a lasting and mastery, self-mastery, and a lasting feeling of joy, excitement for your life. And like, you know, you got to wake up, you feel excited, you wake up, you go wherever you want, you work on the things you want to work on. And, you know, why not? Like you're living here for such a short time. Why not have the privilege to live life at such a high energy state? Because that is your birthright. So this is the last self-improvement video you will ever have to watch. I mean, besides my other videos, of course, obviously, you know, I'm done. I make videos like these every single day. If you like this video, definitely subscribe. And I'm probably going to remind you one more time, check the link in the description if you want the same system that saved me from a life of misery, a life of suffering, and a life of wasting my potential. And instead, if you want a life of fulfillment, of digital discipline, of setting boundaries and being clear on where you want to go, setting goals, achieving them, and just being, you know, the better version of yourself, then I think this is for you.